Welcome to 5 Minute Monster, where I help you find the perfect enemies to put in your campaign, all in 5 minutes or less. I'll give you a brief overview of that creature, some tips for running it in combat, and adventure hooks to help you find a place for it in your own games. Today, I'm going over the terrifying witches that can strike fear into the hearts of even the bravest characters, sea hags. Let's go ahead and get started. When looking at hags for D&D, you have a lot of options. They're some of the most fun monsters to roleplay, and because there are so many varieties, they're easy to fit in any game. But I love the hag with the lowest CR, and that is the sea hag. It may be easy to overlook these waterlogged witches as just low-level fodder for your party, but played right, these hags can be a real nightmare for your players, boasting vicious claws and a glare that can take out a character with a single look. These covetous hags are the scourges of the sea for a reason. Clocking in at CR2, sea hags are great adversaries to throw at a lower level party. Let's start with their horrific appearance trait. If the hag is in its terrifying true form, any player starting its turn within 30 feet of it will either have to look away and have disadvantage on their attacks against the hag, or make a wisdom saving throw. If they fail, they'll be frightened, which won't completely take that player out of the fight, but will be quite the hindrance, especially for a lower level character who doesn't have as many options for dealing with its effects. Make sure if you're running sea hags, you don't forget to have the players roll for this, like I often do. Putting on your DM screen or placing a sticky note in the monster manual to remind yourself could definitely help. Once they're frightened, the hag's death glare will come into play. They can force any frightened character to make another wisdom save, and on a failure, they immediately drop to 0 hit points. Nothing will give your combat a sense of tension and urgency, quite like the party's barbarian going unconscious at the drop of a hat. It'll make the choice to look at the sea hag and risk becoming frightened even more of a gamble. This can also make the hag way more lethal for a lower level party though, so unless you're looking for potential player deaths, make sure your party has ways to heal up their fallen allies if they do get dropped. Beyond their terrifying presence, sea hags have another advantage over the players: comfort in the water. Sea hags have a swimming speed of 40 feet, allowing them to hide underwater while popping up to force death glare saves or slash at them with their claws. If the players try to follow them into the water, they'll more than likely be attacking at disadvantage and having their movement speed cut in half, giving the hags command over the battlefield. A sea hag being fought underwater is a terrifying opponent for an unprepared player. As if all that wasn't enough, you can even join up 3 or more sea hags to challenge higher level parties in a coven. A sea hag coven gets access to powerful spells like Eye Bite, Counterspell, Lightning Bolt, Hold Person, and Polymorph. Sea hags are no joke, and if you throw them at your party, they should not be taken lightly. Sea hags are aquatic by nature, so they're best going to fit in around settlements or wilderness near bodies of water. An oceanside town, a river deep in the woods, or a lakeside village are all great places to have sea hags pop up. Their illusory appearance trait lets them take the form of other creatures. They can really easily blend into populations of people or surrounding wilderness without the players ever knowing. This makes them a great villain for a mystery. Disappearing people, strange murders, occult rituals. A sea hag in disguise hiding out among the people is a great villain for a story of intrigue. If you don't want to build a whole adventure around them, then consider using them as a travel encounter for players that are moving through or over water. Finding sea hags hiding out in an underwater cave your players want to explore as they travel under the sea, or having them located on a small island they spot while sailing are great ways to fit them in whenever your players decide to leave the shore behind. You can always entice them with stories of long-lost treasure or sunken magical artifacts, now in the clutches of a sea hag coven that lives beneath the waves. Keep in mind, though, not every sea hag encounter has to end in combat. Sea hags are spiteful creatures, looking to destroy anything beautiful. Your players may find sea hags willing to trade with them, either for goods or information, if they have something luxurious to offer in return. Or a coven of sea hags could even be quest givers for a party that's a bit morally gray, offering an artifact they need in exchange for bringing them some sort of monster part or rare plants that they need in their brews and rituals. Whether they're hacking it out in combat or going through dubious negotiations, there are lots of ways to fit sea hags into your campaigns. That's it for this 5 Minute Monster, all about sea hags. Thank you so much for watching. If you do end up using them in your campaign, let me know how it goes in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the Bard's College. I make content all about D&D and DMing, and I always really appreciate the support. But for now, good luck, and remember, crit your players.